All right, we're going to keep talking about our myth debunking on financial issues. I wouldn't say it's myth debunking. It's actually taking a concept that people think is a wide concept that everybody should utilize and just kind of having a discussion about it and maybe looking at it from a different perspective. So, the myth that we're going to talk about today is tax deferral. Focusing on your tax deferral buckets now, 401ks, IRAs, pushing those to the max, making sure you put everything in tax deferral because you don't want to pay tax now. And then in retirement, you're going to be in a lower tax bracket. So when you take the money out, you'll pay less tax in the long run. Now, that might work for some people, but the majority of people that I have talked to, that isn't the case. They have utilized those tax deferral buckets, and now they're in retirement and they're actually in the same, if not very low, little bit lower, not a huge amount lower tax bracket than where they were at before. And so they're still having to pay tax. And now they have no other options. They've put all their eggs in one basket, which are these tax deferral buckets, and they have no other options to take money. If they just want to go on a weekend vacation, they have to pay tax on this money. It gets draining and they don't like it. And so that's why you're hearing a lot of conversation about Roth conversions and et cetera, because people want to be able to have some access to some cash that doesn't have a bunch of tax consequences on it all the time. You're constantly having to figure out what tax bracket you're in, and if you can take more out, it gets exhausting, and retirement's supposed to be fun, right? So when you're taking a look at how you put money away, just keep in the back of your head, you're going to be paying taxes no matter what, whether it's today or whether it's 20 years from now, it's still going to be taxed. So instead of just focusing on tax deferral, it might be a good idea to focus on having a couple of different buckets. Maybe if you still qualify for a Roth, maybe you can do a Roth. Maybe there are Roth 401ks that are available. Maybe you talk to your tax professional and see if you can utilize part of that. Um, there are just basic individual or joint brokerage accounts that you can put after tax money in. You pay growth, capital gains on the growth, and it's accessible to you if you need to get that money. And the nice thing is the accessibility opens up because you have that 59.5 rule on those tax deferred accounts. You don't have them on those brokerage accounts. So you have some access to money in the meantime if something should happen and that you don't know is coming down the line. So my myth debunking is to not just focus on tax deferral, focus on your overall planning. And just keep in the back of your mind, you will be paying taxes either now or later. And sometimes pushing it off and not giving yourself any options in the future isn't necessarily setting yourself up to be as successful as maybe you want to be. So if you have any comments, I'd love to hear. Maybe you disagree with me, and that's okay. It's a free country, and that's what we're here to talk about. So give me a call, send me a comment, email, anything. I'd love to hear what you think. One Vision Retirement, your retirement in 2020 vision.